How do you deal with annoying, pesky people? How do you deal with situations in which allegations are made against you that are totally false, baseless, and in a way irritate you to the nth degree? Now, the first thing we have to identify is that in any argument, there is a flare up of the egos because that individual is making a claim and he wants to stick with the claim. And if you question their claim, many a times they will try to double down on their claim and try to bring harm to you in more than one. So the question you have to ask yourself, A, is this battle worth fighting? And is this important enough a topic that I would pursue it even after disturbing the peace of my mind? If you have better, more important things to do and things that maintain your serenity and the calmness of your mind, most of the times you would want not to engage in these irksome situations which are just destroying the equanimity and the tranquility of your mind. So, how do you deal with these folks? There is 3 techniques that I have used that helps to maintain my own my calmness, and therefore it doesn't cause my ego to get inflamed and me spewing vitriolic comments at that individual, because the whole point is to see the situation from a neutral Brahman's perspective. So, what should we do? The first thing that you can do is not inflame their ego, because the more you inflame, the more complicated the situation will get and it will rapidly escalate. So, and the second thing is you don't want to inflame your ego because you got more important things to pursue in life, be it family, friends, spirituality, whatever excites you and you think is your long-term goal and brings success in life. So, the way to do that is to question, could there be a point of view or a reason why they're making that allegation? Is there a point of view besides and beyond what I look at the problem as? When you rationalize the other individual's statements or stand or idea, you're in a way validating their thought process. It's a difficult thing to do in the beginning, but that helps you calm down and dial down a couple of notches your statements, because you don't want your statements to be vitriolic and caustic and causing more pain and misery to the other individual, because then they will bounce back. Their ego will bounce it back. So the more things you throw at them, that will echo back at you later. So that's why you have to start with thought, speech, action, obviously. So in the thought, you have to think if there is a point of view besides your point of view. What do you do in the speech mode? In the speech mode, you speak small statements. You don't over-explain yourself, because the more you talk, the more words they will say that you don't kind of agree with, or ideas they will spew that you totally disagree with. And that will destroy your calamity of mind. You have to maintain the calmness. The moment you lose your cool is the moment when you start making counter allegations and statements in which you yourself will regret that you took that stand. So it's very important to cut down the conversations. Say yes, no, maybe. Say things like, I don't see the problem that way. Maybe there's an angle to the situation that I'm missing. I don't know what to tell you. Things of that nature. When you say these statements, it kind of leaves the field open to interpretation, and they cannot really come back at you saying that you said so and that seemed to be a very bad thing to say. Because lots of times in life, we are kind of quoted back for the things we say. So the less we speak, the better it is. Another thing you can do is you can laugh loudly, like it's a preposterous idea they presented. And you don't have to back it with any sorts of statements, but just laugh and talk slowly in those situations and utter the fewest possible words, because you want to keep these conversations very short. You don't want them to talk for an hour and get into an argument and lose your peace of mind, because then you would be giving them certain ideas that would just get out of your mouth in anger as well. So you don't want anger to be involved in the statements they are making. The third thing you can do is be very careful of the gestures, finger pointing or raising your voice and talking, and making them feel small and just minuscule is not going to help. You have to listen to them for sometimes long periods if you can, but more necessarily, you have to keep your responses and gestures very calm. So, in short, my friends, when you're dealing with annoying, pesky people, you have to modulate your responses in the three realms of thought, speech, and action. In the thought realm, you have to think, could there be a point of view besides and beyond the way you look at the problem, and why are these individuals coming up with these ideas? Once you do that, your own response is tamed, and you're not going to flare up their ego, and in which case they will be spewing more venom and vitriol at you. The second thing you do is in the speech realm. In the speech realm, you speak few words, yes, no, maybe, and make some generalized statements like, I don't see the problem that way, or maybe there's a side to the problem that I'm not recognizing, and there could be other options as well. Things of that nature, which are neutral and not really making them get more flared up. And the third thing is the gestures. Gestures such as finger pointing or looking in the eye in a daunting way is not going to help. More importantly, you can sometimes laugh to diffuse the tension and not say lots of words. Just laugh and speak few words. In that way, you're not giving a lot of ammunition to the other individual to attack you again. And when you do this, keep the conversation short, laugh and walk away. You are maintaining your peace of mind, and you leave the other person speechless and defenseless. Hope you like this video. Please leave your comments below.